So a common complaint with this game is that there's not enough ammo lying around for you to pick up, and that is particularly true in this part when you're trying to conserve your ammo on these guys that seem to be endlessly coming down this hallway. So if you can get headshots on all these guys, then that's a good way to conserve your ammo. That's another reason why I picked up the pistol when I could, and that we're not going to get any more ammo until the very end of this hallway. So feel free to use your grenades and everything else to take out these guys without spending too much ammo. Because there's also going to be like 3 or 4 auto turrets at the end of this hallway as well we need to get rid of. And obviously don't forget about your vehicle weapons. But I never really have much trouble running out of ammo in this game. The thing is, though, is that it adds, I think it adds a lot more strategy to an otherwise mindless shooting mechanic. If you're, you know, desperately trying to find more ammo, then you're going to be a little bit more strategic. And right over here is where those auto turrets are. I was going to blow them away with the tank cannon, but I'm out of ammo for that, so time to get creative. Now I'm also out of grenades and almost out of neutron assault rifle ammo as well. Right here I actually backtracked to make sure I'm not going crazy in the fact that there actually isn't any ammo down here. Which there isn't. So I have one more thing I'm going to try here, and that's the whirlwind ability. And I think I might be able to take out that last turret and the Autobot over there. Or it's actually just it's not an Autobot yet. I keep trying to remember the faction list right now, but it's a soldier class. It's not a scout. All right, let's do this. Yeah, I made that look a lot easier than it really is. Using the whirlwind effectively on hard is actually very difficult because melee. One of the more noticeable differences with hard is that it takes like 2 melees to kill even one enemy, as opposed to one melee on lower difficulty. So we got some more ammo, and now we're in this room after that cutscene. And these guys up here, these scouts that have missiles on their shoulders. They'll be behind these force fields like that, and they'll use the hover ability, and then they'll always be like at the same height though, so we can always sort of line up our shot and just wait for them to pop up and shoot them in the head. So they're really not that hard to deal with, especially even later in the game, because you'll get used to fighting them a lot. So we got some more soldiers over here to deal with. Yeah, not that much for strategy in this first level here, like I was saying before. Especially if you're playing as Megatron, then you're just spamming the fusion cannon everywhere. And there's going to be switches like, I'm not sure if I've seen a switch like this before yet, but these switches are going to be all throughout the game to activate various objectives and stuff. Similar to like the doors in Vanquish, where they had those little computer terminals at the side. And luckily, if it's important, like if it's your actual objective, then you'll have a little marker over it. Then these guys will start coming out of this room over here, and you can probably line up some headshots. Getting, like I said before, getting headshots on these guys is really difficult considering how small their head is. So you really do have to be patient and sort of line up your shot. But sometimes that can take a little bit too much time and you're willing to give. But eventually you'll get a feel for it. Now if you're playing on easy, which I don't know why you would, then pretty much all of these enemies just take 2 shots with the pistol regardless of where you hit them. But we're playing on hard, so really the only way to kill these guys with the pistol with actually conserving ammo is to get headshots. But I still think that's a really effective way of getting rid of them. It's more ammo efficient than the assault rifle even. Now you'll notice that if you're playing along with this walkthrough, then you might notice that some of the weapon crates will spawn different weapons than what they're spawning with me. And that's because sometimes some of them are a little bit random, but then others spawn specific weapons at specific places. I think usually it's if the weapon is already visible, then it's a permanent spawn. But if it's in a crate, then it might be random. I'm not sure if that's exactly the way it works, but that's just my theory on it. I don't have any proof for that. My personal complaint about this game, though, is that it is a bit glitchy at times, like more so than a lot of other third-person shooters that I tend to play. Like the very first time I played this game, I got to about this part before I got stuck on the corner of the wall there and couldn't do anything. I had to reset the game. I couldn't jump, couldn't transform, couldn't move or anything. This is also the first room that I died in. So it's a lot more tricky than the rest of the level. Not the rest of the level. The rest of the level up until this point. But beyond this part, it'll get a little bit harder.
Who you once were, Sky Commander, and that you were betrayed. With Dark Energon, I shall return Cybertron to its former glory, and you to yours, if you agree to serve me.
You're a fool! No one can control Dark Energon!
So when Starscream's done jacking his jaw there will be a few enemies that will come out of the upper levels of this area on both sides. And the ones with the missiles will take up their position in front of that cover there and expose themselves. And there'll be 2 other guys that'll come over there, and that's an explosive container there you can shoot and blow up both of them with 1 shot. So why not? I kind of like to stay back over on these corners to deal with them and not get too close, because they might just jump down on you and you'll be in a bad spot. Yeah, pistol's pretty much the way to go. So after we've dealt with all those guys, the door is going to open here. Eventually.
Starscream has not yet blocked. Transmitting coordinates. Excellent. Decepticons, lock this room down and await our return.
And a brute is going to come out of it. And the brutes are, there's 2 different types of brutes. This one is the one that is going to be probably the less common of the 2. And it's almost like a mini boss at times, depending on how ill prepared you are. He has an Energon shield and he has a hammer. And so he usually only uses melee attacks, but he does have missiles that he can use, although they're never really that much of a threat unless you're an airborne vehicle. And the only way to damage him is he has a little power pack on his back that we have to hit and cause that to explode. It can be very difficult to hit sometimes. You kind of need to get your other guys to distract him, and then go in from behind and try to hit him. But that's easier with Brawl and Barricade because they have the dash ability, so you can sort of dash around him faster than he can turn around. But it's not foolproof. It's just a matter of luck, really, to get him turned around at the right time. And these battles can take a very long time sometimes. and they're really just kind of annoying. And he's not really very hard at all. The only nasty thing he really does is he has a ground pound attack, which will disable all of your... so you can jump over it like that, but it will disable all your guys. It has like an EMP effect to it. He'll take out like a whole bar of your health with his hammer, I guess. I decided I'd be a little ballsy here and try to get him with the whirlwind, and it actually works. I've been having good luck with the whirlwind in this mission so far. So yeah, that's probably one way to piss off people in the multiplayer, is to use that.
So, what exactly did they manufacture here?
Right here we have an EMP shotgun. I think I mentioned that before. It's like the double-barrel shotgun, and the scatter blaster is like the auto shotgun. I really don't think that you should ever need to use the scatter blaster. That I'd always go for the EMP shotgun if you were going to get a shotgun. It's just that much more powerful, and having to reload every 2 shots is really not that much of a big deal. This is kind of funny right here. Megatron was all just spamming away at the guy over there with the missiles, and I turned into tank mode. Wait for him to expose himself, and then 1 shot and I get him. So he's just over there spamming away, and I just take 1 shot at him. Yeah, the AI can be a bit incompetent sometimes, but if they were, you know, that's kind of a good thing, because you don't want them to be doing all the work for you. And this game does have co-op online. It has a 3-player co-op instead of 4, because you're playing with 3 characters instead of 2 or 4, which is kind of weird, but it works. And co-op makes it a lot easier. Like, it's not even funny how easy it becomes with multiple people. And this area has these exhaust vent things, or whatever they are, and they'll kill you instantly if you touch them, so don't. And then there'll be these rotating fans here that you have to shoot to break them apart, so they don't also kill you instantly. Dash ability is also very good of getting over those. Right here, this will be kind of a tricky platforming sequence for so early on in the game. We have to break these fans and then fall down to the next level where the next fan is being supported on. Over here, there are some grenades. I believe the only grenades they're going to give you in this first level are just regular frag grenades, if I'm not mistaken. That might change later, though. I don't really remember. And then another assault rifle here. They're kind of lenient with what weapons and grenades they give you right off the bat. I don't know why that is, though. But there's a lot of weapons we won't be seeing until later in the game, despite the fact that some weapons appear randomly. Got another fan over here. I figured I didn't need the ammo, so I didn't jump over there and get that. Reload all my weapons, and head down here.
This place is pretty active to be thousands of years old.
Soundwave reactivated it upon my orders.
You can kind of tell by when your allies transform that that's a good opportunity for you to transform, and because they're usually trying to get over a place that they have a lot of free space to move. That way they can go faster and all that stuff, so it's kind of compelling to transform when they do. So right here, if you didn't pick up the pistol earlier, now you definitely want to pick it up, because there's going to be some guys with sniper rifles up here, and the best way to take them out is just sort of peek your head out around the corner and get a headshot on them with the pistol. Because we're not going to get a sniper rifle until the next mission. But it's a lot easier than it looks, because these sniper guys are stationary, and the snipers are not as dangerous as you might think they would be for this game. They don't do an amount of damage to where you're going to die from 1 shot, so you can survive a couple hits from them, not hard even. And they're not too quick to react when you're out of your cover, and you can get them with 1 headshot because they're always stationary. Assuming you can actually find their head, it's so freaking tiny. Yeah, needless to say, they are dangerous.